Hi, and welcome to a very special In the Car review of the DC motion picture Shazam. We just saw the movie.
We just took a bad take on the microphone or on the camera.
But it's cool because we didn't talk that much. So for anyone here who doesn't know how this works, this first part is going to be spoiler-free, bit of a should they, shouldn't they, giving your first initial opinions on the movie. And then after a clear warning, we're going to go into spoiler territory. Berto, what'd you think of the movie?
It's good.
Sebastian.
I think it was the best DC movie ever fucking made.
Language. Alex.
With exception of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, which, as we established in the original take, is the best DC movie ever, though it may be an unpopular opinion. Other than that, it's the best one so far. Ted, how did you like Shazam?
I loved it! I cried so much. It was the best thing. The fact that it exists is, I kid you not, like the second coming of Jesus.
That's
because Sebastian, no one thought it was gonna exist, especially fans of Shazam. Jesus.
People who are fans of Jesus think that he will come back.
The whole point is that he will.
We are on the wrong topic. This is about the movie.
The point is I never thought it would happen. I never thought I would get to see this. I never thought anyone would care about this,
To specify, Shazam is Ted's favorite superhero.
I never thought anyone would care about this, B-list superhero whose latest comic book series, his freaking origin story was told in like 2-page excerpts of a freaking other run of comics because they didn't want to give him his own run of comics. There's like, why would they give that guy his own movie?
It's like he's so unpopular that the comic book character doesn't even have his own comic book series.
Exactly. And you should all go see it, because it is a downright perfect adaptation,
and just a good movie in general.
Yeah, it's oh man, it was so nice.
It was
so just.
I gotta say, it was a lot more intense than I expected. I wasn't expecting it to be so gruesome.
Yeah, right.
That's that DC sticking.
It had the.
I think it worked out. I think it worked very well.
It had the lightheartedness and stuff of what should be a kid's movie with like the modern grit of what DC does.
Because of that, the grit hits you hard.
It was like just a really good fuse of like what Marvel and DC is.
Yes,
it is what DC should be, and I think that it is going. I think that movie is going to be the pinnacle of what DC will be in the future.
You can have both. You can have all the fun and happiness.
Yeah, but I think that from this point on, they're going to think the fun sells more, so they're going to push that versus the grit.
Which is what we need.
Which is what happens when Clark Kent goes and sees Lois Lane in his apartment and cooks her dinner. It's just a really nice human moment, guys. Batman Superman's good.
Alex, stop taking away from this personal victory of mine and bringing up Batman v Superman.
But man, all right, I won't bring it up. But man, it's just like, it's like weird how like they made you like, I don't know, like it's weird coming from a DC movie, admittedly, or they made you feel good deeply, but in a happy way.
Yeah,
like they tugged on your heartstrings. Like Marvel movies, like sometimes they have a problem where they're just a little like they're goofy and they're fun, but that makes them a little bit more popcorn. But because of the very serious
I really love Thor Ragnarok, but there's no like hard-hitting stuff. It's literally back to back. It's a joke sandwich, literally start to finish, with like little slivers of thin slice deli story and emotional meat mixed in with big old comedy bread, and that's what it is, start to finish, straight Scooby-Doo style. Whereas this movie, that's a full-on steak and egg freaking. What are you guys doing with the lighting?
Fell.
Well,
Shazam!
Shazam. It was a straight freaking Adventure Time Jake sandwich of awesomeness.
And I guess light spoilers, just so they know what we're saying. But like Billy Batson is he's a foster kid, and he doesn't know his mom, and he's running from home to home in the system.
Right. If any, I mean, obviously you can, if you've seen it in the trailer, you guys should know like the base story.
Also, if you just know who Shazam is.
I don't know how many people really know who Shazam is.
Not everybody's friends with Ted.
Right? Like, I have straight up talked the ear off of my employees because they work for me. So they would know what Shazam was and would go see it.
And now you can be like, and it's really good.
Oh, I texted them. I put in the group chat that I cried.
I just have watched the cartoons.
Yeah, there's also a fun mini cartoon series and a live action series.
I think,
But that's not important.
Anyways.
Anyway, so, final thoughts of the non-spoiler part. Go watch it all the time. You will, obviously. Undoubtedly. But go see it even more. Berto, your final thoughts on the non-spoiler free review.
I said it's good. Go watch it.
Oh my god. You heard that from Berto first.
You know they know nothing about me, right?
They will.
you have a very specific aura.
Sebastian.
No, I mean, I would agree with Ted, Definitely give it as many watch as you can. I want DC to know that this is what we want. So, I know what you're thinking. I've watched too many times, but you're wrong. Just keep on watching it.
I will be able to speak that movie from memory by the time I'm done with it. Alex, your thoughts?
Well, man,
Compared to Batman v Superman,
it stands toe to toe with the greatest superhero movie ever made, Batman v Superman.
I gotta say, it went up, so that's nice.
That's the thing, man. It's like right behind it, As far as it's not the greatest superhero movie. What do you call it? Superman the movie is the greatest superhero movie, and then it's
Yep.
Batman v Superman, and now it's Shazam, and then or whatever. I'm not getting my rankings, but the point, it's it's a way better time than it has any right to be. But not only that, but if you haven't been a fan of DC movies, which is a lot of people, then you're probably this is probably the one that is going to be for you. This is the one that's like, all right, now maybe the other stuff we did was very good to some people, but other people didn't like it, but this is something for everybody.
All right. So now here's your warning. We are now going to go into spoiler territory. If you need any more information, if you want any more information, go watch the movie. But this is where you should stop. All right. So, Alex, first off, Batman v Superman. How about Shazam with Superman talking about the end?
Dude,
oh my
when
god.
Superman showed up, teared up.
Yep.
I was like, the universe is real.
And it's strong, and they want it to be. It did suck because Henry Cavill did not make a face-on appearance, and that was, I know that was a big hit for you, and I could feel that.
But man, my problem I have with Aquaman, one problem I have with Aquaman was there's literally no mention whatsoever. There's some mention, but they don't talk about the superheroes. They could not exist in that movie, and you couldn't really make a big difference.
I did enjoy throughout the entire movie. They constantly referenced it.
It really took place in the world.
Yeah.
There are comic strips. There
was a DC universe in that movie.
Yes, there were references that's what real life would be like if superheroes were around.
It's it's a lot more of the interconnected stuff that I think they were going for with.
I didn't expect an actual cameo.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of cameos, the movie opens up with Mr. Mind, which was freaking nuts. Do either one of you know who Mr. Mind
I
is?
assume that's the caterpillar.
Are you really asking me that?
So Mr. Mind was that caterpillar, and he is literally the most evil, strongest magical being in the Seven Realms. I know, right? It's literally a joke. That is the whole point. Because he, his origin's a little funky, but the whole shtick is that he is literally a worm and is nothing. And he studied magic and literally became one of the smartest, most magical beings in the world by pure study. in hopes of rising above his station, I guess. It's kind of
Still stuck as a worm.
yeah, but he's still a worm, and he's obviously very resentful of that. So he literally killed 2 of the or 3 of the previous champions of the Council of Wizards.
Wow.
Is Black Adam the one that captured? No, that's not into that.
And him and Dr. Zavanna in the comic books are like, homies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
usually, like, when Dr. Zavanna's doing shit, it's because he's got Mr. Mind on his shoulder telling him what to do. So that's why it was like when he showed up and me and Ted saw the worm there, he was like, "Ow," and I was like, I know, it's the fucking worm.
I didn't think that they were gonna do an after credit scene with him.
I didn't think he was gonna be in it because it's pretty freaking goofy.
Right? No one I really thought that was gonna be it, is they were gonna be like, hey, there's Mr. Mind for anyone who actually knows who this freaking worm is. But no, that's like full on sequel, which I hope it's not. I want also
It's like when Howard the Duck was in,
Yeah.
a little bit of a downer. Black Adam does not actually make a full-on appearance in this movie like I thought he would. I thought it was just going to be The Rock's scowl in space. Or is it scowl? Scowl, right? Smolder in space flying towards Earth, and it was going to be him getting to our galaxy.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be...
Oh, we saw that Dippin' Dots version of him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like
we did. That is a good way to put it. We saw the Dippin' Dots version.
Like, it was. I mean, that was a rock. The giant.
What do you call it? The Tom Clancy's The Division Echo version
Yeah.
of the Rock.
Destroying Egypt. All right. So, critiquing the thing, the only problems I have with it is, one, it's not my favorite iteration of Billy Batson. It's the modern one, where he's kind of a dick. He's kind of a jerk, He the movie literally opens with him like tricking cops into a pawn shop that he just kind of broke into. So in the normal version, the whole point is that Billy Batson is the purest of heart and is like he is
the golly gee willikers that he pretends to be in the beginning of the movie.
That's like the entire joke that he's doing, that is his character originally, is his...
Really, the boys in blue.
Yeah. What I always say whenever people talk about superheroes, and I'm like, do you like Batman? They're like, yeah, Batman's favorite he's like the best. His parents killed. And I was like, yeah, Billy Batson's parents were murdered in front of him by Black Adam. His uncle stole all of his money, and guess what? He didn't turn into a brooding little bitch. He actually decided to stay positive and stay awesome in the streets of Philly. And then he just went around helping people and doing good until he literally became Earth's mightiest mortal.
I didn't like the lion wasn't in it.
Yeah, me too. I really thought that the dad was going to be the lion.
Shazam has like a herald. That is a talking lion, or not lion, tiger, and that's why there's like tigers everywhere throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
and once the tiger, he's got a tiger on his backpack.
That makes sense.
And it's because Shazam's like.
Well, I mean, if anything, they'll probably do the number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the worm's the main villain, so.
Yeah, they're probably going to get more in the weeds of the whole magical.
I don't know. I think they might take a break from Dr. Zavanna. I don't know if Black Adam, because like, how many of these movies are.
Either way, the movie's clearly okay with getting into the weird territory.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
No doubt.
They're really like, we don't like this.
If this is a hit, they're probably going to want to get The Rock, as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Speaking of the weird territory, back to the gritty stuff. So yeah, the demons are fucking actually pretty terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised about.
So if you also don't know, the whole story behind it is that the wizard Shazam is finding a champion to protect the world from the 7 deadly sins. Who are demons that, rampage across, Earth and time before time and magic and all that good stuff. I didn't think they were actually going to have the demons in the movie.
Yeah, I thought there was just going to be statues and then shadows.
Like, as far as because DC kind of has this problem where in the end of the day a big CG monster's the bad guy, which they didn't do. In the end of the day, the human was the bad guy, which I thought was cool. But also, as far as big CG monsters go, they didn't really do that bad.
First off, they looked fantastic. Second
They
off,
look terrifying.
they ate people.
Oh yeah, they straight up ate people.
See, when that woman got melted, that's when I was like, oh, this is not as fun, lighthearted as I thought it was going to be.
That's
Gluttony looked just like Gluttony from Metal Alchemist, but more hardcore than that.
Homeboy's chest opened up.
Right? Just
Yeah, we were watching. I was like, "Oh man, it's gonna be a fun movie," like all lighthearted. Then that woman melted. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this movie's
there might be something else going on
Got
here.
Milton.
this movie's a little more intense than I expected. Which,
Also,
oh, man,
John Glover was
fantastic.
in it. That was awesome.
That was really cool. He was
played Lionel Luthor in Smallville, Lex Luthor's dad.
Oh,
also
yeah.
Darkseid.
Also Darkseid.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
He
like.
also was the voice of the Riddler in the animated series in the 90s.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
So big standing with DC. It was
Yeah.
cool to see him in the movie.
He died though. He died hard.
He did die hard though.
One of the many people
And his
that-
other son died
Yeah.
hard.
I really see. That's the thing though. Like every time they go to the villain, what was his name again?
Dr. Savannah.
Every time they did Dr. Savannah stuff, it was super hardcore. They switched back to Billy.
That was it.
And he's like, trying
He's
to
a
buy
kid
beer.
who's got superpowers.
He's like trying to buy beer and stuff. It's a great contrast.
That was another thing I really liked about it was like, you know, one thing that people complain about Marvel a lot before, you know, Thanos showed up was that the villains always sucked.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's no real stake, and they're gone by the next movie.
And what is really cool about this one is this is as much of an origin story for Dr. Zavanna as like one of Shazam's
Yeah, that's
nemesis.
true. You follow him throughout his childhood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know,
Wait, but that's why that was so good too, because you know.
yeah. That's the thing though, it's
Still
like
built up
it's
with
they really, you know, built it up. So it's like, you know, if you did a Batman movie and it was the Joker origin story and the Batman origin
it's
story.
almost like if they had a separate Joker movie about the Joker. No.
I know, like that took
Yeah.
place outside of the Batman. That was fun. That was a good time. But anyway, as far as critiques, it's not the Billy Batson I would have liked, but I understand that it's the modern take and it's the modern story, and they do make it make sense. I do. Whenever I read the new comic books and stuff, I get now that I've seen the movie, I understand this is more what they're going for, but it's like his journey to become that person, and not that he started off that way, which does make me like the character more, but
They also need a non-Superman character, I'd say. But then again, Superman in this universe isn't exactly. No, I mean he's very Boy Scouty.
yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's the thing is like I don't think that this character will ever be like that, which is, you know,
Well, the fun.
It's okay.
The fun appeal is that he messes up.
what is also I didn't expect for them to go full Shazam family like right off the bat.
Right? That's like later on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's definitely probably sequel material, but now they have a team, and you know, producers love superhero teams,
Yeah.
man.
Also, the Shazam family goes all the way back to the Golden Ages. There's even the Uncle Shazam.
Really?
Yeah. He's got there's an Uncle Shazam who's got a big old gut and he's balding, and he's just the goofy uncle running around with Shazam powers, just like, oh no! I don't think they might do that like as a joke.
What was the Hispanic kid's name again?
Pedro?
Yeah.
Was it Pedro?
I think so.
Yeah.
Fucking love to. He was great. Look how swole I am.
Look at his muscles.
Guys, I got it. Oh crap, I got it. I actually got it.
Yeah.
No, but dude,
I like the little girl.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Also, he was gay, and that's cool.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was nice. That was like a little non-slit that he was just like, not for me.
Yep, they're just. But anyways, I think one of my favorite parts of the movie was actually the end credits with the Shazam family with the other superheroes. It was a small thing, but
Yeah,
I
like
loved
the
it, man.
animated
Yeah,
stuff.
Man,
It's just
it
that
was great.
that was the perfect balance. That is probably going to be the best comic book movie ever made, except for
With no bias at all.
Yeah,
from Ted
with- you know-
Anderson.
like theoretically Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse,
That's true. Spider-Man.
because that's literally a comic book. That's a movie, you know. But either way, like that movie, I was gonna say this in the theater, but I saved it for you all as a Theodore Henderson exclusive. That might be my new favorite Christmas movie, and it may knock off Die Hard as the #1
Yeah,
spot.
that was first of all, yeah, right. It totally was, and it's weird that this movie did not come out on Christmas because this whole thing is.
Neither
like,
did Die Hard. You know what I mean?
I guess that's true, man. But this is a Christmas movie now. You
Yeah.
know? Like that's just what it is
Looks like I got 2 more movies to watch every Christmas.
It's about family coming together.
during Christmas.
Exactly.
All right.
Freaking Santa's in it.
A lot. He swears so much in
A
that.
child's given a gift of superpowers.
Yeah.
Well,
From an old man with a full white beard.
legitimately though. By the way, I'm not sure how. I know nothing about the Shazam, like the wizard as a character. But I liked Shazam in the movie.
Yeah, he was really cool. He is like
How good was that?
it was really good because that is like the whole thing is like he's this super old, intense, and it is like in the thing where all of his like
Yeah, all of his lines were super intense.
yeah, all of his family were killed, and he's literally the last one just trying to hold things together, and he's literally spent millennia after millennia trying to find a champion so he can die. And
Say my name.
and the thing is, I really love that actor, and I was, which
His name's really hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
It's like Digimon.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I wanna say it.
I don't want to murder it because I just can't.
But is he gonna come back? I imagine he's gonna come back Yoda style, right? That's just.
Maybe.
Kinda. It depends on what they like. He doesn't really come back until Shazam masters his power and he becomes the old wizard, and then he like learns. He basically just goes off to the Rock of Eternity to assume his place as the wizard, and then that's whenever he kind of like really learns and opens up his power. I really hope that there is a scene of him punching Henry Cavill in the face, or like smacking him, and he feels it. Because if you don't know, one of the only things that can hurt Superman is magic, because it affects it affects organisms the same way, because it's not physical, it's mystical. So it actually affects him, and there's always like a thing where Shazam like hits him on accident or something like that, and like you just kind of know. So I'd really love for him to like accidentally shoot him with lightning or something like that, and he's like, "What the shit?"
All I know is that the next movie Shazam is gonna be even better.
Right? I hope this movie does so well because I want to see
Right, like,
Shazam.
Well, obviously,
movies all the time.
everyone watching this is gonna watch it several times.
That's
so.
true. All 5 of them are totally gonna watch that
That's
movie.
10 views.
I don't see how this movie wouldn't like blow up and do insane, other than the fact that like it's just character recognition. But no one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and that was one of the biggest freaking movies of all time.
I think Berto's the best example of someone like doesn't know anything about the characters.
Like in all the other in the car reviews. So Berto, would you see this movie again?
Sure.
Oh my god, guys.
That's.
All right. So
I actually think there's a spectrum of knowledge here of.
Right? It just goes in
Yeah.
it's just a circle.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Super fan, light fan, what?
And like I was saying,
What is a Shazam?
and like I was saying before the movie, what also is going to be really great for me is now I can buy a bunch of Shazam stuff, because let me tell you, before this movie, the pickings were slim.
Yeah, I tried buying Christmas presents.
Told him, all I could find was an underwear and shirt combo, really, and a couple statues. And let me tell you, the reviews were not great on that underwear and shirt combo. I would have bought it too. They had it in my size,
Man.
but now there's going to be stuff everywhere.
You can buy so many toys.
I'm going to. I want to get a poster and then put it in go to the frame shop, in the center of town, and get like a super expensive, nice wood carved frame for this poster. But anyway, any more final thoughts? Because we're burning up and dying, and we are still in a parking garage outside the movie theater.
We went to Austin to see this movie.
We're using LED as lights.
Yes, we are using LED lights. We are dying in the middle of a parking garage with no AC because of the audio.
Shout out to Alamo Drafthouse for being the best movie theater to go see movies.
Yeah, I loved it. It was good.
I loved it.
It was awesome.
Go see it, go cry, go share my emotion.
I want to watch it right now again.
Right? The movie's going to start in another 36 minutes. We could probably still get tickets.
Alright, so I'm not near as intense as you two, but I do agree that this is a fantastic movie. You should definitely watch it.
Oh my god. You seen it, guys? Okay. Thank you for joining us for this in the car review of DC's Shazam. Shazam! Thank you. Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.